One thing that I have always said, that I have promoted in these videos, is being aware of what is taking place around you in your environment. Because it seems like many people go about their day-to-day lives just assuming that things are the way they are without questioning anything. Some days it's foggy out, you can't see a thing. Clouds all over the place. A lot of it's geoengineered. That's besides the point. Other days it's clear as day. No clouds in the sky. Warm weather. The trees are out. Everything's beautiful. I'm just asking you to be aware of what's going on. Be mindful of your environment and how you should approach your life in a certain environment, whatever it may be, whether it's a clear day, whether it's a foggy day, because on some days there's going to be more tension. When you're driving on the roads, you're going to notice that some drivers, they're just more tense. They're driving super fast for no reason. They may be mad at you driving, doing absolutely nothing wrong, but all of a sudden you feel like, man, why are all these drivers like so tense right now? Like, what's going on? Like, they're all honking their horns. There are accidents. There are cars being set on fire. It's like, what is it? You may just be living your normal life, like, and all of a sudden you just see a bunch of programs and beings and energies around you that are just giving you a hard time. They may not be intending to give you a hard time, but whatever they're going through and dealing with, they're projecting it onto the environment, and you are a part of that environment. So you pick up on the energy will get transferred. So that's why I tell you to be mindful, because you don't know what is triggering these energies, these people, these beings, to be so tense, to be so harsh or angry, whatever the case may be. So how do you prepare yourself for these environments? Because this world is full of trouble. This is a troubling world, one may say. It doesn't mean it's always troubling. There are peaceful moments, there are joyful moments, but there's also a lot of violent moments. There are also a lot of tense and unfavorable moments. So I'm asking you to be mindful and aware of what is taking place, because you may think like everything is a walk in the park, but for no reason, someone can just give you a hard time for no reason. Someone may just start insulting you for no reason. You may not fit into a certain group or cult, and you may walk into a room where a bunch of people are all stuck together, same ideas, same beliefs, same values, and you may not share any of the same ones as them. So don't expect to be able to fit in to that group. These are the things that I'm trying to say. Because you may just feel like you don't belong in this environment. You don't belong there. And sometimes we have to push ourselves to do things that are uncomfortable. Expect the discomfort much of the time, because that's how this world is. If you go to a big city, for example, you're going to find the most pollution. You're going to find the most congestion. It's very confined. It's a confined space. There's not a lot of room to breathe. There are the fewest amount of trees. And in the so-called wintertime up north, the trees do not make it. The leaves on the trees, they fall off. I'm looking at it right now. Be aware of this. These are patterns. And a lot of it is man-made, it's geoengineered when it comes to the weather patterns. Not all of it. I'm just saying there's manipulation happening. Simple as that. Don't just assume that this is just how it's supposed to be, that it's random and you're just supposed to accept it. I always say, question things, be aware of what's happening, Try to get to the root of what is taking place. People don't want to get to the root of things. They don't want to think deeper, like what's really going on here? Why is the environment so tense? Why are things happening? Why is it freezing cold? I mean, you don't want to just go through life thinking, I just have to accept it all. I like to find the answers. So it makes me kind of reflective sometimes and think in this deep mode of thought. Think about that. A lot of depth, just depth in general. And if you can do this, if you can become aware, you may minimize your suffering or the troubles that you experience, because now you're setting yourself up for a better situation. You know what you're getting yourself into. You're not going to be let down. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be able to find some kind of peace of mind there, even though things are not perfect. You prepared yourself. You trained yourself to be able to make it through these so-called uncomfortable times, because the world is full of discomfort. It's full of a lot of negative things that are projected our way. And that's the final point I'm going to make. Things are projected upon us. When you're driving a car and all of a sudden you hear a bunch of drivers just get pissed off for no reason, they're angry, they're full of rage, they're expressing that road rage. You don't know why. I mean, they could be going through something. Now they're speeding super fast. They're trying to like swerve lanes around you. They're honking at you for no reason. This stuff happens sometimes. Be aware that you're in an environment that's very tense. If you go to cities, you're just going to see angry drivers for no reason. And when you breathe in this air, just know that it's not the cleanest, and find a way to prepare for this. Find a way to have that protection where you know how to counteract these energetic attacks. I'm going to leave it at that. It's just the message I had to share.